Yeah, I know Coach McDonald's a great coach. Just competing against his defense in spring ball and camp, and just seeing what he was able to, get those guys to do during the season. I just know he's a great coach. So, playing for him will be awesome. It will be an honor. But yeah, during his time at Michigan, I would joke around with him and the defensive coaches there, saying, whenever you guys need me on defense, just let me know. I'll come over and take a few reps in game, practice, whatever it is.
Have you met?
I haven't met with him, but I've met with the Seahawks.
Have you met with the Packers?
No.
Formally,
not formally, no.
Not formally, informally?
Not during this process, but I did speak to him a few times during the season and before the season. What does he mean to me? Just from a leadership standpoint, he gave me a few, tips on how to hold guys accountable, and just, the legacy he left at Michigan is one to, you want to live up to that legacy. He was a great DB. He was a great two-way guy. Someone that, what I do, I can say I model what he did. I didn't get the chance to, go back and play offense how he did. Probably, if I did, I would have been in the same conversation as him. But just, a guy like him, he means a lot to the program. Means a lot to people with the athletic ability that I have.
Mike, how would you describe your play style as a cornerback?
Just very instinctual. Like I said earlier, just being somebody who knows how to find the football, whether it's in the air, on the ground. I would say very instinctual.
Is that something you had to pick up on quickly with making that transition from receiver?
Nah, I think I had to stop myself from trying to find the ball too much in terms of in coverage. And I'm still continuing to work on eye discipline, but I think my instincts and my natural ability to, be around the football is what helps me play how I play at the nickel position, especially.
Have you met with Pittsburgh here in Indy?
Yes.
Was that formal? Mike Tomlin, did you get to meet with him at all? Yeah. And what was your impression of him? I see you smiling there.
I like him a lot. He's a great guy, great coach. I was a big Steelers fan when I was younger. Santonio Holmes, Antonio Brown. I used to love watching those guys at receiver. And on the defense side, Troy Polamalu, just seeing what they did, and then when they won the Super Bowl, of course. But that team, I used to love the Steelers. But I grew up a Patriots fan. I'm from Boston, so. But yeah, Coach Tomlin, that staff, great staff.
Michigan guy mentioned Santonio Holmes. That's a Buckeye. You got to be careful with that around.
Listen, good football is good football at the end of the day.
When you guys would go ones versus ones in practice, how would you try to knock JJ off his game?
Switching leverage, not letting him see, disguising certain things. But, one-on-ones is one-on-ones at the end of the day. It's easier to do that, I was saying 7-on-7s and team rank.
How would you, he could be kind of a risk taker. Sometimes when you guys were going against him, how much is that playing with the mindset of trying to make a play?
Just knowing that you have to cover for the full length of a play. I think JJ being a risk taker is what makes him who he is. And Coach Harbaugh, he said, JJ, what you do is what you do. I'm not going to take that away from you. That's what allows you to be great. So I think JJ just keeps doing that. And that's why, he's going to continue getting better at the little things. But, that risk-taking factor that he has is very special, is very unique.
Like, what's something about who you are as a person or as a player that doesn't show up on the film that you're trying to get across to NFL teams this week?
Just being a guy, I think everything I do does show up on film, from, a guy who's accountable, a guy who shows leadership, a good communicator. I think, those things right there show up themselves. And then, the intangibles, I'm responsible. You see that because I was a two-time captain. But, I think I have a very good resume. I think I have a clean slate. And, I'll be very appreciative of whoever gives me an opportunity. And I'm excited. And from a business standpoint, I'm a guy, I create content. I did a lot of that at Michigan, just showing the perspective of a player, showing the team culture that we had. So, just being able, for a guy that I could help bring good business into a program or, to whatever team I go to. So all those type of things.
How did you approach the challenge of being a team captain? Did you work at leadership and that kind of things? How did you tackle that?
Just being myself. and, you know, listening to my coaches, taking the coaching, listening to players, understanding what each individual needed. Not everyone is, you know, you can't treat everybody the same way. Every person needs something different, so you have to cater to people differently. And I think, you know, the biggest challenge for me was the younger guys, getting them on the same page as the older guys and, you know, meeting that same standard because, you know, they're the ones that come in not really used to college football, not used to what the program's been. So getting them on the same page as us so, you know, the machine can run as well as it can, you know, and I appreciate everybody around me that helped me lead and allowed me to be myself.
On that note, is there a younger DB that's caught your eye at Michigan?
You said what?
Is there a younger DB at Michigan that's caught your eye?
I think all of the young DBs, you know, DJ Waller, Jair Hill, those two guys are guys I think are going to have a, you know, impact this year, and I'm excited, you know, to see what they do.
Mike, have you had a chance to meet the Houston Texans here?
The Texans?